ownership. What up, good people? How y'all doing, man? It's good to see you guys coming in. Our guest's gonna be here in a few moments to join in. All right, let me see how I do this. Hey sis, just ask to join in. Ask to join in, and I can get you. What's up? What's up? What's up, AG? What's going on, man? How you making out, man? How my buddies doing up there in the NYC, man? Little AG. All right, let me see how I do this. I'm gonna type your name in. How you do this? Oh my goodness. Here we go. Hey sis, I just sent you a invite. So what you guys think, man? This election season, man, is heating up. Did y'all get that Teamster magazine? I haven't got mine yet, but I've been hearing that some people are, you know, kind of concerned with what they've been reading about certain. Okay, hold on a second. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see. Invite friends. All right, all right. It's not letting me do it. What's this say? Request add viewers to be in your broadcast. Yeah, man, it's getting hot everywhere, dude. Oh man, this thing is it's heating up pretty good. That magazine, a lot of people got a lot of questions now, and I'm just interested to see how people gonna vote after reading all that stuff because it's facts. It's facts, and it's on both sides too. You know what I mean? But some of that stuff you read, as all of us know, you don't want no leader like that, man, leading the Teamsters. You don't. I mean, it's disrespectful to in my opinion, just to I. But again, that's just me. It's going to be interesting, man. I can't wait to see. All right, let me see what's going on here, man. Let me see what we can do here. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Daryl. I agree, man. But I mean, I'm just hoping people vote. I'm hoping that people vote, man. That's that's my only thing. I think if people vote and they vote in numbers, then at least the members are paying attention, and then we can hold whoever wins accountable. But the membership has to vote. If you vote for O'Brien and his team, and you only got 100 and some thousand people voted, then O'Brien, his team, the rest of the Teamsters, we all lose. If you had that same turnout for the power slate, and you only have 100, 200,000 people vote like last time, then the power slate, my family, 623, everybody else, we all lose. There's only one way to win this. One, and that's through the membership, the activity and participation of the membership. That's the only way that we can win. That's just how I feel. I think with the people that we do have running, I think that there's a lot of issues and a lot of problems that were caused by a lot of these people, and it's very, very difficult to get members to vote when a lot of the issues come from these people. That's gonna be tough. It's gonna be real tough. But that being said, the members still have to vote, because I think now more than ever we have to show whoever wins and the companies that the locals, the unions, the all of it, the international, they belong to the members, man. And all through these years, these especially since I've been a Teamster, it's been the other way around, And if you stand up to that system and to that principle of it being the leadership's union, then you become an outsider and a rebel rouser and all this other kind of stuff. So, sis, I got you. I sent you an invite, but I can't. It's a request to be in viewers. This is crazy. Viewers to be in your broadcast. Yes, now let me send you another one. I don't know if you back out, Monica, if you back out of it, and then I can send you another one. Maybe we can try that. I appreciate that, man. Let me see something here. All right. It says add viewers to be in your broadcast. Michelle. What's this here? It says, oh, okay. I got it now. Hold on a minute, man. So what you guys thinking, man? What you guys thinking about all this stuff, man? What you guys thinking? What's your thoughts so far? We got about 3 months before 3 months before the delegate election, and then we also have about 7, 8 months before the ballots go out. Man, what's your thoughts, man? What you What you guys see what's happening? You know, what you guys think what's going to happen? I think it's going to be interesting. I do. I think it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. I know you know it's going to get ugly. Well, it's already ugly, but I think it's going to get uglier as time go on. Let me see what's going on with this thing, man. There you go, right there, AG. Low voter turnout. If we have low voter turnout again, we all are doomed, man. It don't matter who you put in that position. If you ain't got the vote, it's gonna be bad. Yeah, Ruben. You know what, man? I'm gonna tell you something. I was hoping, I was hoping that we would have a in-person convention because I wanted the members to see what really goes on out there. I wanted our members, especially here at 623. I wanted them to see how the people that they pay act towards their voice. You know what I mean? And have the nerves to tell you to vote for them. After all that kind of stuff, man, that's some of the I've never seen nothing like it. I mean, where's the dignity and the respect, man? You know what I mean? You're already taking my dues money. Now you disrespect me like that too? Come on, man. And I think we as members, we should demand more. We really should demand more. We should demand more from our leaders, especially their character and how they treat us and how they carry themselves. You know what I mean? It goes a long way. It goes a long way when it comes to fighting the company too, because if I'm a company like UPS and I see all this type of stuff happening and how these leaders treat their members, I'm not taking them serious. I'm not, because if I'm a company like UPS, who is notorious for harassing and intimidating our people, and then you're gonna talk about how, you know what I mean, how we file grievances against that, and then you turn around and do the same thing, you're hypocritical. You're hypocritical, man. You know what I mean? You're hypocritical. Hypocritical, man. Hypocritical. Oh, man. Hey, I know a couple of people, especially here in 623, have asked me about our 623 show that we try to do every Wednesday, but work is so hectic. But I'm gonna try to do one. I'm gonna try to do one. Well, that's a good one, man. We had 31% in 623 in 2016. I think a lot of it, Daniel, is also the reason why there was such low voter turnout here in 623 is because they never saw the leaders. The leaders never did anything for them. The fact that that's changed, you should see a higher percentage of membership participation here in 623. Because if you look at it, I remember in 2016 of the delegate election, I think it was only like 400 to 500 people that voted in our delegate election. So we talk about it all the time about it to me 31% is it. I mean, I can understand, but at least if I would like to see progress on that 31% this time. I think each election that we've had since 2016, as far as our election that we just had, I think we had about 300 or 400 more people vote. And then in the 2018 contract, I think there was a higher percentage of people voting. So if we can increase that number each time there's a contract or election, I think we trending in the right direction. So yeah, 31%, it's still low. And I'm hoping this time in this delegate election, that we can get more than that. I mean, again, like I said in 2016, the reason why a lot of our people don't get involved, especially here, is because they haven't had a leadership to get involved with them. You never saw them and all this other kind of stuff. Here, since we took office, there's a lot more activity, a lot more transparency. We're doing a lot more things. We include our members in pretty much everything that goes on. What up, Shu? What up, Shu? What's going on? Hey, anybody out there want to join in on this, man? As a guest, we're having some technical issues, so we're going to reschedule for Miss Monica out here. So anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? If not, that's cool. But again, there should be a greater amount of turnout here in 623. Like I said, in 2016, for our delegate election, it was somewhere between 400 and 500 people that did that voted, and I'm quite sure there's going to be more than that now. But a lot of it is dependent on what your leadership is doing. I mean, if they're not going to show up for you to vote, if you don't show up for them for their fights on an everyday basis, and we've seen that here. We've seen that. When you show up, they show up. But there's been a lull over the last couple of decades when it comes to leadership and how they engage our members, and they really don't, tell you the truth. Oh, we got a 623 member trying to join in. My man Shu, Packers car driver, media center. It should be adding you, Shu. Yeah, but I'm excited, man. I just hope everybody votes this time, man. I do. I really, man, I do. Because if they don't vote, it's gonna be an uphill battle. Uphill battle, man. What else we got? Is it letting you join in, man? No. Hey Daniel, man, let me get you to join in, man. From the great. Let me see. All right, I sent you another one. Let's see what we add you this time. Yeah, while I got you guys on here, man, um, if you guys get haven't, if you have not, man, what is this? If you have not received your ballot, yo, what's up? What's up, man? What's going on with
What's
you?
up, man?
How you?
I'm all right, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm exhausted, man. I'm exhausted.
You
What's
want to
up?
trade?
Sometimes I want to.
Well, you kind of look like me. Just put on some Browns, you'll be fine.
That's right, we brothers, man. So what's going on with you?
Not much, man. All right, I missed part of your broadcast. I caught basically like the tail end of it. Um, saying about members or just people in local 623 not jumping in, not participating, stuff like that. All right. You remember back in the day when we were young,
I'm
we
still
actually,
young. I'm still young.
yeah, we'll go with that. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. Anyway, I remember back in the day, you know, a lot of us, we did participate. We did do like, you know, like the Christmas parties. All right. Don't count the pandemic in this, okay?
Right.
But, you know, a lot of us did participate in like the Christmas parties, giving out the ham at Christmas, you know, stuff like that. Your comment goes against our community standards of harassing and bullying. Says who?
What are you talking about?
Okay, whatever.
Oh, you must put a comment up there about something.
I didn't put no comment on nothing.
Wow.
Facebook,
So let me ask you this question. Now, you're a 623 member. You've been around a long time. And what just happened? I don't know. Hey, Daniel, man, you said, what's that mean? What we talking about, man? What we talking about? Dang, man. Here we go. I'll see if I can get Daniel on. Because I don't know what happened to my man Shu. Bow, bow, bow. Everybody dropping out. Yo, what's up, man?
I was wondering, I'd never been joined to a call before like this, so that's what I was saying. Yeah.
Got you. What's going on with you, man?
Not much, man. Just, you know, we had a huge snowstorm in Chicago, biggest snowstorm I think ever. So, you know, we dealt with that. And, you know, I am in labor school. I'm finishing up, so I would like to interview you for some point on my thesis paper. I'm writing about transition programs and looking at sort of like, you know, when you have big transfers of power in unions, what some of the ideas are that we can, where are the strengths and weaknesses of the union at? So, what do you think are the strengths and weaknesses of the union right now?
Well, of course, the strength is always going to be the members. But the weakness of that is also the engagement of the members. They're not engaged, and that's probably the biggest weakness that we have. I mean, if you look at just the voter turnout, it's not a lot. And you look at our last RBT election, 200 and some thousand people voted out of 1.4 million. That's not showing true power. And even in this election here, if you look at the delegates elections that's been going on, just not a lot of turnout. It's not, you know, and that's the biggest problem I think that we have as just you know, trade unionists. People just in general, people just don't vote. So I think somehow or another we have to increase engagement, and if we do that, then we increase voter turnout.
Right, and I haven't looked at the numbers. I did hear that in places where we campaigned physically outside the gates, such as your local, turnout was higher than places where we didn't campaign. I'm not, you know, because I was saying, you know, 31%. I mean, comparatively, I mean, some locals were worse, and part of the questions I have about voter turnout. I mean, like, first of all, when you're talking about an international election, the white paper contracts, I think, are less, it's less clear to folks in those barns, contracts that aren't negotiated by the international necessarily. It's might not seem as important as someone that works at UPS or a large UPS local. So I do want to draw that distinction as well, because there are locals that are like, you know, public sector locals and stuff like that. Been campaigning, trying to get some delegates on different ballots here in Chicago and assisting. I was down at the Cook County Prison earlier last week, helping out and talking about Hoffa and stuff like that. I just don't think that that's like the first issue on the minds of those prison guards. But but I definitely support any ideas to increase turnout, and I think that is really important. I just don't like to blame the members and point the finger at them like you're not participating, because we have to win some victories.
We have to we got to do our part too. And I think that the biggest reason why members don't vote is because there is no engagement from the leaders. I mean, if you look at you're a UPSer, I'm a UPSer. Just look at what happened the last two contracts. They're both contracts had a lot of issues to them, and the members say, hey, we don't want them, but they was forced on us anyway. And that takes a lot of that trust in the voting process away from those members. When you tell me to vote, I vote. But then at the end, you still force it on me anyway. So why should I vote? Hey, listen, and you probably heard this too. I'll never forget it. I was standing at the gate at our biggest building, and one of our members came up to me and said, Hooker, we appreciate you being out here, but guess what? It's not going to matter. Did you remember what they did to us in 2013? You remember the team care and the 4-year progression? Do you remember that? Yeah, man. I said, there's no way that it's going to happen again. I'm arguing them. No way. They learned their lesson. There's no way it's going to happen again. Lo and behold, 2018, boom, they did it again. The same brother came up to me, Hooker, didn't we tell you? They don't care nothing about us. They do not care about us. And that's the mindset of a lot of our members. They do not care about us. And that resonates through a lot of our members, that the leadership does not care about the membership because of how they have treated us. And they've shown that. So, and that's not just about campaigning and contract time. It's even when you have shop visits or when you're trying to have rallies and pickets and all those things.
Definitely. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate seeing how much you are down at the barns talking to members, because I know that's important. I, as a union steward, I just need to stay in constant touch with people, because the company does have tactics to delay things and discourage members, and to constantly be there with the members, summing it up, explaining to them what's going on, having them involved in the process themselves so they can witness that the company is the real evil. And hey, what's it like working with Jonah Lane Miller and establishing the women's committee and all that?
It's been great. I mean, it's been great. She had, she has a lot of fire and a lot of passion, and she's been wanting to start this caucus committee for years, and to be able for her to get that off the ground has just been wonderful. We had our first woman caucus event during Valentine's Day, which was a big hit. We organized around Valentine's Day, and we had a new app that came out for our local, just trying to get more and more member engagement so that we can boost that 31% when it comes time to voting and participating, So it's been good, man. I mean, you know it well, I know it well. She's full of passion and full of fight.
That's cool. That's great.
So let me ask you, man. I know you are a supporter. You got a great man in running your local who's on that ticket.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm not a total supporter, but I do trust some of those people on that ticket, as well as some of the people on the Power Slate ticket, and how do you see this thing breaking down?
Well, I've been involved with first Fred Zuckerman and the Vote No movement. I was real active in that campaign. We got really close to winning, and
man,
I think it was really it built some momentum in a movement, and I'm happy that I think Oz is like a real coalition, and unlike some people, I'm actually happy that it has a lot of people on both sides. I think it's going to build unity when we take on big corporations. I think that that's important to have all sides on board. And you know, the Teamsters is like, each local is almost like its own little kingdom in a way.
Yeah,
And I think, you know, Hoffa Senior was the first one to really unify the locals all across the country. I don't know about his tactics, but he unified them. And
right.
you know, so we need to make some steps towards that. I don't think it'll ever be perfect. And I do think that there's, in my mind, I mean, I'm only in my local, so, you know, and I do travel, you know, I've been, you know, hitting gates in, you know, several states outside of Illinois. And so I have talked to a few members, but it feels like there's only one slate with like a real movement behind it. The movement that you talk about, and the stance that, you know, the time for concessions is over, I think is a really important stance. And so I think that those are some of my key issues, obviously. And it's actually had an impact. I mean, even the other side saying that they are for union democracy and they want to end the 2/3 rule and such like that. I think that that comes from the other side's movement that, you know, the other side had to take up those issues. And so it's, in general, pushing the union to be more progressive. And I obviously know that our local president's running for at-large vice president, and really encouraged by that as well, to have him on the inside. People that I've known and trust, like John Palmer and others, are going to continue with it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm excited, and people in Chicago, I think, are excited, and there's a lot of support out here. So
Good. I'm just hoping that my biggest thing is just member involvement, man. Just get the members to come out and vote. I think if Oz is fortunate to win, or the power slate, or combination of the two, I'm just hoping that the members vote, because if Oz wins, power slate wins, combination of the two win, and the members don't vote, then there's not going to be a lot of power behind what they're trying to do. You know, it's just, you got to have the members behind you 100%. Now, I'm quite sure we're not going to get 100% of the teams to vote. I know that, but we can't have 200,000 people vote out of 1.4 million. We can't have that again. I mean, if you want to show some type of power, you know, and I mean, listen, I'm not a full-blown Oz supporter, but if they do win and we don't have the membership support, dude, it's that's not benefiting them. That's not helping them out either. You know what I mean? And if the power slate win, it's not beneficial for them either if the members don't vote. You know what I mean? So I'm just focused on that. I'm not into politics at all. And I hear it all the time, where your position, you have to be involved. And I get that there is some politics that I do have to be in, even though I hate it. But I just want the membership to reclaim ownership of their union. That's really what I'm focused on. Because if they don't take back ownership of their union, the team care stuff, the 22-4 stuff, the full progression stuff, all that stuff is just gonna happen again. It's gonna happen again. So and we don't want that. We don't want that to happen, because in my opinion, and this is just me, when we go to sit down with UPS in a year and a half, after 2.5 years, a lot of those guys that were, you know, negotiating with them for the last 10 years are going to be there. And if I'm UPS, I'm not taking them serious, because I've gotten everything I wanted over the last 10 years. I'm not taking them serious. The only way I believe the company takes those guys serious, whoever it may be, is if the membership show up. If they show up, then I think we can have some type of power at the table.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely with you on some of that, because I do know that when you go to negotiations, you can't just pound your fists on the table. The companies looks right past you to the membership. How willing are they to fight, and how much economic damage can they inflict on us by a strike if we don't negotiate? So I definitely see that that point. Yeah, I had one more thought, but yeah. Well,
So
I mean, I do want to say, you know, now that I have the opportunity, at least, just how much I really appreciate your what you do, and that I think that like you know, I also share a lot of progressive ideas, and you empower, you know, getting members connected to broader issues. And I think that in general, the Teamsters needs a cultural change,
oh
a
man, you
culture
can
of
see that again.
solidarity,
Yes.
and selfishness needs to go. And I think that you know, are really pushing things in ways that I really admire, and hope you don't burn out, because I see you know, you're down at the bar, like you're always working, and like you know.
Yeah, you know what, man? I'm my family tells me that, but I feel like, and it's just me, I feel like if we don't constantly be there, if we don't constantly keep pushing and pushing and pushing,
Yeah.
then we're gonna lose. And that's just my mindset. I mean, I'm like yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
We had a Zoom membership meeting, 2 hours. Then right after that, we signed on. We're signing on new members from a new barn.
Mm-hmm.
That's never been done since I've been here 20 years. We've never organized anybody in 20 years here, and we have an opportunity to get 2 barns in the next probably 2 months. And so we're organizing them, fighting the company, doing all this stuff. But I feel like we can do more. I'm gonna try to do more. And again, our members deserve that, because for the last 20 years in this local, it's been stagnant. I mean, it's been stagnant. There hasn't been any type of engagement. And I do feel like we have to play catch up, because I still remember what it was like. Low package cars, you're working hard, and then the company does whatever they want to do. You see your leaders once in a while, and then you want to stand up and you want to fight, and nothing happens.
Yeah.
And I still remember that, and I don't want my members to ever feel that like there's something that the leadership could have done, or you guys should have went right when you went left. I don't want them to feel that way. So that's why we're constantly doing something, because I don't ever want them to feel like we're not working. I mean, I don't want to burn out. I know I'm young enough now, but I know in about 10 years I can't be out there as much, but right now we were young enough. We got the energy and the vitality to do all these things. And I just want 623 just to know that they're number one, not politics, not nothing. It's them and only them. But because they haven't been made to feel that way in a couple of decades. So that's just the way I feel. But like, question for you, this Amazon thing, man. How you feeling about that?
Victory for them would be a victory for all workers.
Yeah.
Especially UPS. Amazon is poses somewhat of a threat, I think. I certainly know I was on the negotiating committee of the last 705 contract, and the company, the first argument they made, I believe, is showing us statistics on this is the top driver salary, $70+ an hour with total benefits and compensation, and then this is what the FedEx is and post office and so on. So I do think that we need a union that thinks strategically about organizing in core sectors to strengthen our contracts. Amazon workers, I talked to, I don't know if I want to say this loud. Well, okay, off the clock, I talked to a lot of Amazon drivers, I'll say it like that. And, they're definitely maybe not quite clear what a union is, but they're envious of our benefits. And I think it's the fact that like they see me working and I'm like relaxed out there, as opposed, they're stressed out and feeling insecure, like they could be fired at any time because they don't have just cause. and in many states anyway. And so specifically, I'm not sure how successful the organizing drive is. I caught on to it late. I've only read a couple articles about it. I know that, they have really high turnover. Maybe the fact that this vote is actually got approved to happen sooner than later is good, because I know a place like that, I mean, if they could delay an election even for 6 months, I mean, geez, what percentage of Amazon's still going to be working there? Like, they might have lost 20% of the people that were currently working. I don't know what the turnover is, but a lot of these low wage jobs, I think that's a real struggle. So in some way or fashion, eventually, I think there's going to need to be a multi-union effort on a national scale. Where unions can build a centralized, with committed resources, committee to really go aggressively after Amazon, with all unions with jurisdiction in the sector of, like, grocery, warehousing, logistics. And I think that's how U.S. Steel was attempted to be organized in 1919. I think that you could, look to that for some example of U.S. Steel in the 1920s is actually, it's pretty interesting, because the strength of the labor movement today is actually somewhat similar to the 1920s. And U.S. Steel was sort of seen as this corporation that was like untouchable, like so massive, just like Amazon. And that's how labor went after it. Now, they did lose that fight, I do want to put, but they weren't, but we can learn from how they lost that fight. But I do think, like, Teamsters, UFCW, I can't even think of other unions that would be involved in that. United Electric, all need to come together, and hopefully that can happen. Chicago is a logistics epicenter, and it has I believe 200,000 logistics workers, if I'm correct. It's a land that's like intersected by railroads, highways, has centrality in the United States. It's actually a global logistics center. I think it's one of the top 5 largest logistics cities in the world, and I do think that it is a strategic, important sector, and another way that Amazon could be organized. I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent, but I do think
it's good. It's good.
But like a spark, a strike wave, some kind of activity by workers that we haven't seen in decades. I think labor movement always grows in large waves, and then it steadily declines. So it ebbs and flows, and it takes mass waves, mass strikes, mass movements of workers, and that's so. Organizing Amazon barn by barn, I'm really hopeful for the Alabama. It's a majority, I believe, majority Black workplace, majority women workplace.
Women, right.
Rooted in labor struggle from their grandparents and their parents who were miners and mill workers, and it's a strong town, and I don't underestimate them. If they lose, I think the fight will continue there, and that network will remain. I really believe in those workers, and I wish we could do more to support them. What have you guys figured out any way to? Is it some way to support that effort, or?
Well, I was on vacation 2 weeks ago, and I went down there just to talk to people and see how things were going. And Amazon, man, they were spending top dollar to keep the union out. I mean, they got the police, the civil engineers, they got them all to try to keep people away from talking to people. But they do have a radio campaign down there that I listened to while I was there, about trying to get the people, hey, when you get your ballot, vote union yes, send it back in. And then here in Philly, they hired a union busting law firm, Morgan Lewis. Myself, Bagby, and Dino, we went down there to join that picket and let them know, man, hey, man, we fighting for Alabama. We fighting for everybody. Yeah. You an Amazon worker, 623 fighting for you. So we went down there to support their struggle. So, I mean, just showing the Amazon workers that listen, all of us in the same boat, all of us, and we're trying to make sure that you get a union contract like we have at UPS, and to they enjoy the benefits of the union advantage. And so whatever we got to do, we're gonna do it. There is actually a organizing training for Amazon in March that our joint council is putting on. That we're getting some members to be involved in that. Myself and a couple other people on the e-board, we're going to be involved in that because we have an Amazon building right next to our Oregon Avenue facility, and then we have a little satellite Amazon operation, maybe a half a block from the Union Hall. So, yeah, we're going to be doing whatever we can to get those guys, man. We got to.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
So I know. Are you going on that? I don't think that's today. Is that today? Let me see. I just got this text about this training. I think they were doing. No. Okay, that's something different. All right. So we got now. You guys are running unopposed, right? For your delegate.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. So we got about 8 months before this thing goes down. I think it's going to be interesting to see because I was reading the magazine that the teams have sent out, and I mean, there's some eye-opening stuff about both candidates that are running for the top spot. And some of that stuff is very, very alarming. I'll have some conversation with some members from other locals, and they're like, "Man, this guy really do this?" I said, "Man, listen, yes, they did, but again, we have to make the best decision for our members and for our locals, for our families. I'm just concerned with people voting, man. That's my thing. That's why I started this program here, to try to get people engaged in the voting process. That's my biggest thing. And I know what you guys do in Illinois, especially 705. I remember in 2016, man, you guys was rocking and rolling up there. I remember that, man. That was some beautiful grassroots organizing up there, man.
Yeah, Dave Byrne and Mike Creek leading that committee not only assisted our local, but it got the word out. Even like out in Michigan and places where people don't normally see Teamsters campaigning, and we traveled, and it was a lot of fun, and it definitely helped build a long-lasting crew of people, and we're ready to do it again, and we're already starting to do some stuff. So yeah, and I think we've been fundraising,
okay,
and we've been holding events, town halls. I'm excited. We're definitely have a strong dialogue going, and a lot of input from people, and a lot of committed people and volunteers.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I just strongly encourage people to think, strategically, and obviously, people can't wait for something perfect to emerge. I think that I have to say, I mean, and the other thing is, a lot of this is just, I mean, this huge spread of candidates, it's really pretty symbolic, right? I mean, it really comes down to like, what's the philosophy, and where does the top leaders, Sean O'Brien, what does he believe in, and his message about ending concessions, being ambitious about organizing. I think he's not afraid of a fight, and those are really important values to me that I think are gonna open up whole new doors and possibilities in the future. So we'll start with that, and
it's gonna be interesting to see. I think that my part is I just don't like all the mudslinging. Oh, I hate it. I mean it's a nasty part of politics, nasty part. And then I know a lot of people don't like to hear all of it. We just want to know, what's your plan? What you plan on doing? how you plan on taking the members to get there. Is there a plan to take the members to get there, or is it just going to be the same old, same old? Because I have conversations with the company a lot, and they always give me this whole thing. Well, Hooker, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, and I always tell them, I've been hearing this for the last 20 years. When is it going to? When is it really going to be? You know, when is it going to come to fruition? The same thing that we hear from all these guys that's running for office now. You know, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, they're going to do this. Well, you haven't done it for this long. What makes you think we believe you now when what you're saying has been the total opposite of what you've been doing? So, you know, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. And like I said, I just hope that the membership votes and they vote in large numbers, because I don't want what we had last time happen. I really don't. I don't want 200,000 people voting out of 1.4. I don't want that, man. Like you said earlier, the white paper, the public sector, all of us got to get together and vote. We got to reach across that aisle. Say, hey, man, if you want ownership of your union, you're gonna have to vote for it. If you want a voice, if you want a chance to your family to progress, then this is what you need to do. And like you said, there is no perfect slate, no perfect candidate, but I think there does need to be a progressive set of ideas and a progressive vision that everybody can benefit from. You know what I mean? Not just the UPS guys or the YRC guys or the part-timers, full-timers. Everybody has to be included in that vision. You know what I mean? Like you said earlier, the cultural breakdown. Listen, that's another thing that I think is a problem within the Teamsters. I think a lot of those guys have been in office for 3-4 decades, and when you present them something new, instead of them embracing it, you become the enemy and you become a rebel rouser and you become all these bad things. And all you want is change in the right direction. And I think a lot of those guys, they're holding on too long because of, I hate to say it, you know, the salaries, the this, the that, and all that kind of stuff. But I think that's what it is, you know. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah. I just think all progress and all change really stems from fighting worker movement, and once we build some fight backs against the large corporations that we're representing and we in future want to represent, I think that a lot of that will the change will flow from there, hopefully. So
Yeah, I believe it will. I think once, I mean, listen, no matter how you vote in this election, there's going to be a different leader. It's just going to be brand new leadership. So, and I sent letters out to each general president candidate that is running, I should say. Just, hey, man, listen, I'm not into politics. I'm not into the whole back and forth stuff. I'm just getting new to this thing when it comes to being an officer. Because for 21 years, I was a rank and file member. And then normally, if you look at how the whole slate thing works, normally you get on the slate, then you work yourself up trustee, business agent, and then you become an officer or a principal officer or whatever. It was in our case, it was shop steward, rank and file for 21 years, boom, principal officer. There was no grooming period. There was none of that. So all this political stuff is new to me, and so I don't want to get involved in it, especially the history of some of the candidates with 623. And I try to explain that to people. Listen, I'm not endorsing any slate because I know the number one, the issues that it will bring up for me and what we're trying to do here.
So majority, so huge. I'm sorry, a huge percentage of your local voted for Zuckerman. So what's been the response when you tell members that, or what are they saying?
Well, it's O'Brien. Dude, O'Brien and Hamilton, man. That is a sore spot. I mean, and they're not going to forget it. And I can understand people want to say the whole Hoffa, Verma trying to tie that together, but Hoffa's not running. That's not working. That's not here. It's not working. You know what I mean? I mean, you can say Hoffa, Verma all you want to, but we can also say Team Care O'Brien or 18 supplements Force O'Brien or 4-year progression O'Brien or Bully O'Brien or Intimidating. We can go the same way with that, right? But Hoffa's not running. People here don't know Verma, but they know O'Brien. They remember. They seen it. They know what happened. And of course we know Hamilton. He's our joint council president. Mm-hmm. So, and they are not too happy with those two gentlemen, and I understand. And for me to go ahead and tell them, hey, vote for a person who has been responsible for a lot of your issues, to me, that's irresponsible as their leader. I can't, because you got to understand, for the last 21 years, I watched their kids grow up. I worked with them. I was in battles with them, got fired with them, and experienced a lot of the things from these people that is running for office. So for me to turn around and say, hey, even though I'm the principal officer, hey, we need you to vote for this or vote for that, knowing the history that their families have had to go through with these guys. Now, listen, I get it. I understand. You know, you do have to work together and do all these kinds of things. But Daniel, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's very, very difficult to tell a family who lost $30,000 or $40,000 in salary because of contracts negotiated by these people. That's very, very difficult, especially when you've been with them for years and years and years. You work with them, watch their kids, watch their families grow. That's tough. And you know, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Well, one thing I really appreciate out here is, you know, our local president. If you have like someone that's, you know, disagreeing, you know, he'll really go to the person and like talk to them and, you know, help.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, you know, you'll have someone upset about something that they haven't investigated enough, or, you know, it's more complex than that. There's more context, and so hopefully Sean gets down to your local and gets some more FaceTime with members, and
I mean, that would be helpful. That would be helpful. I mean, of course, that would be helpful. You know, I mean, listen, I've opened up to everybody running. You know, not like they need my permission, because that's their right. I mean, from everybody, every Power Slate guys, Oz guys. Listen, come on down to 623. You know, we're open book.
Yeah, I also feel like, I mean, you know, like you share the criticism. I mean, like Hoffa ran our union. I believe like it was pretty top down. People were afraid to speak out, and so also, I don't know your guys' situation. I'm not pretending to know it. So I don't know the history with Hamilton or anything in 623, but don't know anything about that. But yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's tough. Because I can see you struggling with it too. I mean, it's a tough situation to be. Like I said,
I got Kristen Jefferson texting me, and it's distracting me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a tough situation because for nearly 2 decades, you know, a lot of the people that are running on both sides, have been responsible for a lot of our issues that we are facing as Teamsters, right? And you know, I get the whole, hey, people do change, and I get that, and I totally, a part of my belief system, spiritual, in my spirituality walk with God, forgiveness. You know, I believe in that wholeheartedly. I do, but I also know that forgiveness don't mean to be foolish when it comes to trusting people that you have forgiven. You know what I mean? People have to earn that. And listen, O'Brien can get in there and do what we need done, and boom, everything is good. Verma could get in there, do what needs to be done, boom, everything is up and up and up. Silvera, whoever can get in there and do the job, and then all the teams benefit. My thing is, it is very difficult to explain to someone that, hey, you need to vote for someone who, I gave this analogy to one of my members the other day, because we were talking about it, and I said this: if I was a bank robber and I robbed this bank and I took all the money, whatever, and then I get locked up, I do my time, and then I come back to that same bank and ask for a job there. Would that bank hire me? Of course they wouldn't. And that's what has happened with a lot of our leadership, man. They have robbed us of a lot of things, took our votes away, gave us contracts we didn't want, the intimidation, the bullying, whatever. And now they're telling us that, hey, I'm going to lead you through this, even though I'm the cause of a lot of this. And that's what people are seeing. Now, listen, I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I'm not going to say and tell you, Daniel, hey, listen, that whoever gets elected, whether it be O'Brien or Verma, whoever, that they cannot do that.
Yeah.
We got to see. But to explain to people that here at 623, that has been a struggle. It has been a struggle.
I mean, I can just say, I'm a shop steward, and I go to a lot of labor schools. It's one of the benefits of being in 705 is, I'm like listening to a lot of professors, but, a lot of other union people around the city and stuff like that. So people are like filling my head with ideas and a lot of stuff I'd like to experiment with. But the first question I would ever ask is, does my agent support this? Does my local support this? And, I've had ideas, things I've wanted to do that I've put aside for the time being because, I made an assessment. Does my local support that or not? So I do think that, I don't understand the issues between your local and them, but I do think that, a change in leadership is going to be different because people are afraid of Hoffa. They didn't, if Hoffa tells them not to fight, they're not going to fight. And so I do think that whether someone was even head of negotiations, they're still taking orders from the top. And so, if they're told to pass 22-4, they do. It's not necessarily their idea or what they believe in. So, Teamsters O'Brien has put down a very, they just said, 22-4 won't stand. So I think that, they put that statement out, and so I do think that, so people might, I don't know if these people are like Hamilton gave us 22-4. Well, he's part of Teamsters United now, and Teamsters United is saying that they're going to negotiate us out at 22-4. So I guess that's my response to that. Really depends on who the top leader is.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest. That's the biggest thing. Like Tim Sylvester's told me a couple years ago that the only two positions that matter when you get to that level are the general president and the general secretary treasurer. Everybody else, is, you pick them, whatever. But if your leader is not, man, if the leader isn't right, then it doesn't really matter. I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter what everybody else do, but like you just said, if the leader's doing this and saying this and causing this stuff, then it's gonna be hard for the membership to get along with all that or be involved in all of that. And that's what's going on. And I can tell you some other stuff that when it comes to progressive ideas, as far as representation, the membership is not represented in or reflected in its leadership. It's not. It's not. If you look at the way our leadership is structured, culturally, racially, socially, it does not reflect its members. To me, that's a big problem too, because Representation matters. You can't have a union for and by the people if it's not represented by all of its people. It's just not going to work. And I think if you want to break that engagement barrier, then the leadership needs to be more reflective of its members.
Yeah.
And I think that would break down some of the engagement issues as well.
Right. Yeah, I'm definitely I'm with you on that. I understand that criticism, and I am not part of picking who the representatives of the union are. I do know that it is incredibly difficult to be part of reform, building something new, and trying to draw new people into your sphere. I think that there was a lot of principal officers that were sitting on the fence waiting to see, which side gets who. And so I imagine that, part of the challenge of finding a more reflective leadership was that, I'm sure that Zuckerman and O'Brien were forced to draw on, who was willing to stand up first. And I'm not sure if that's true. I mean, I wasn't on the inside on that.
Right. But that's the thing about it. And let me say this to you, and I may get into some trouble, but I want you to show you about why representation matters.
Mm-hmm.
Al Mixon, Roma Loyce, Sean O'Brien.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all three of them were, brought up on charges about doing some things that they shouldn't have done throughout their team's career, right? Al Mixon, Roma Loyce, Sean O'Brien. Mm-hmm. Roma Loyce right now, they're talking about trying to bring him back, and after all the stuff he's done, listen, I don't know the whole. I read his charges. I know he got suspended for 2 years. And now they're trying to vote for him to get back into the Teamsters, right? Sean O'Brien, we all know the history, the intimidation stuff, all of that, right? We saw all that. He got suspended for it. Al Mixon, right? He gets literally thrown out of the Teamsters. He's black. Roma Loyce, Sean O'Brien are not black. Mm-hmm. Representation matters. I'm telling you, it matters. So when these things happen, what message are we sending to the rest of the Teamsters? Are we saying that, hey, if you're an officer, if you're white, it's okay to intimidate your people. It's okay to bully them. It's okay to force contracts on them. It's okay to take bribes from companies because you're white. But if you're black, you get thrown out. That's not the message that we need to send. And then we're telling our members that you have to vote for these people after they've done these things. That's not the message that we need to be sending as Teamsters. Because what message are we sending to the employers as well when we okay these type of behavior? Representation matters, my man. It matters. It matters in more than just color. It matters in character and integrity. So if my leaders are not being integral and acting in good character, then what are we saying to our membership? What are we saying?
Mm-hmm. For sure, and I think that what we can do about that are, first of all, we need to lead fights against employers, to have a new generation of leaders step out and emerge, and we need to put some emphasis on that, and also revamping labor education in a huge way, and we need to put a lot of resources into training of rank and file members, and whether the leader is Latino, black, or white, that puts that in place. I do think that that's an investment where we can do that. I get that. I think it's a little disingenuous. I mean, I don't want to say anything bad about the other side, so I take it back. But they're a diverse slate. But they're obviously drawing on the fact that they're, part of the Hoffa endorsed slate, and able to draw on a lot of resources. And but it's what programs they put in that matter most to me. And if we can, I just want to get to the point where we're to a fighting worker movement, and I do think
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I'm with you on that 100%. But
right
I think until we fix our internal struggles and issues, then we're not going to be an effective fighting force.
yeah.
Because we have a lot of internal issues that needs to be fixed, and until that happens, we're not going to be able to fight these employers. We're not going to be able to fight against these politicians who want to take away union rights and union activity. Until we fix that, and until we get the right leadership with an engaged membership, we always going to be getting knocked upside our head. And I'm tired of it. I know my members at 623 are tired of it. I know you're tired of it, and that's why I'm hoping and praying that our members wake up and say, you know what, I want my union back. I want it back, and I want it back now. I'm tired of being, disenfranchised from my dues. I'm paying dues, but look how y'all treating me. So I'm hoping we do. And I think conversations like this, going out to the gates, mobilizing our membership will help that, And again, we're gonna have to work together. We are, there's no doubt about it. A union is about working together, coming together to get what we need.
Yeah, I definitely want to say that I do think that the members, you're a product of the Vote No movement. I believe. I mean, you've probably been involved much longer, but a lot of us came out of that, and that was built by the rank and file members. I mean, also with TDU and the Fred Zuckerman campaign. I mean, my gosh. I mean, when you look at all the candidates endorsing Teamsters United today, it's crazy because we've really campaigned our ass off. Like, delivering in a truck. I was waking up at 4 a.m, going to gates before my 10-hour shift, and but we were all doing that across the country, and look what we were able to accomplish. So our coworkers, our union is, the members are incredibly intelligent. They're incredibly bold and willing to take action at any moment. What they need is to see that the path that we're taking them on is winnable, and if it's worth the risk, and if it is, then they're going to take that on like the labor movement hasn't seen in decades, and the power is there still in logistics. We're very strategically positioned as a union. Just to say, if all over the road truck drivers tomorrow stop driving, within 1 week we wouldn't have drinkable water, because truckers transport the chemicals that treat the water that we drink in most major cities. Within 2 weeks, the airplanes would be grounded. Your Philly airport that you represent, that they wouldn't have the fuel to fly the airplanes. I mean, truckers have all the power. I see a lot of conversation about automation. It's definitely a threat. There's currently on over the road. Oh crap, I'm being recorded, aren't I? So I probably can't say fake statistics. Don't quote me on this. I think there's 7 million people involved in the trucking industry in general, and only 3 million are truck drivers, and the other 4 million are related to the industry. People fueling, washing the trucks, maintaining them, and then you think about all the industries related to just truck driving in general. So I do think that automation is a long time away. Our union has a lot of power still, should be organizing. Like Fred said, and I was watching past debates of his, Car Hall can still be organized. Hoffa's always made excuses for why it can't be. Fred believes it can be. I believe that Fred's right. We can organize Car Hall and have a new, national agreement, and one day have Amazon, FedEx, UPS, all with Teamster contracts, hopefully that expire around the same time.
Man, that would be beautiful. Man, that would be beautiful.
Yeah, but that's what we're gonna do, I believe. Moving forward, we're gonna have to, if we're gonna survive, and it's gonna be logistics. It can't just be like waiting for people to call us, waiting for random Amazon work contact. Because I think the Amazon thing just got started. They did their own groundwork, and then they contacted like a union, right? And they're like, "Hey, we need help."
Right, exactly. Right,
Yeah,
right, exactly.
yeah. I mean, that's
Right,
beautiful.
and that's the best, and that's the best kind, though. I mean,
Yeah,
when the workers are fed up, and then they say, "Hey, man, we got to do something about it," then things are going to happen. So, because we just had a group of workers last night that we were talking to, and we were talking to them, and they fed up. We had a good time talking to them, and they're going to be joining 623. And when the workers are fed up, you got a fighting chance. And I'm hoping that the Teamster rank and file members, I hope they're fed up with what's going on, and I hope they vote like it. I hope they vote like they're fed up, because I know I am. I am. I'm tired of just how these companies get away with stuff, and I'm tired of our workers feeling like they don't have a voice when they pay for it every single week. You know, I'm hoping that I'm just hoping that people vote. I do. That's my main issue with all of this. People voting. And if they don't, dang, we're in trouble, dude. We're in trouble, man.
mm-hmm.
That's my thing. That's my whole thing. That's why I started this whole thing, this whole series of on Sunday.
Yeah.
Let's get the vote out. Let's get people to vote. Let's educate our members. Let's engage them constantly. Let's show up for them, because this union belongs to them. It really does. It really does.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to talk to you. This is unexpected.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, we got to do this again, man. I'm gonna reach out to a whole lot of different people, because it seems like my schedule gets sometime, and we have some technical issues. Mm-hmm. So if anybody come up here during the week, if we can't fix it out with the schedule guest, man, I'll just pick somebody, man. We'll just start talking, because I think these are conversations that we need to have. Again, you are a supporter of ours. I'm not. You know what I mean? But still, we still want the same thing for our union. Yeah. We want member participation. We want member engagement. But how do we do that? That's the bridge that we need to cross. That's the the barrier that we need to break down. One of the things when I was in Alabama a couple of weeks ago, when I walked across that Edmund Pettus Bridge, man, it did something to me, because I know what that bridge meant to people who wanted to vote, people who just wanted to be treated equal, people who just wanted to be, hey, I'm here, and to me, that's what I want our 623 members to feel, every Teamster to feel like, hey, I'm a part of something. I belong here. Just because our views may be different, it does not give you a right to intimidate or bully or degrade me, because we're not on the same page politically. Because I can guarantee you, UPS, all these other companies, they don't care if O'Brien wins, they don't care if Verma wins, Silvera, they don't care, because they have gotten what they wanted from them all. So why should they care? If the members don't get behind whoever wins in great numbers, everybody loses. Everybody loses. And I'm tired of losing, man. I am. I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of my members losing. I'm tired of their families losing. I'm tired of their votes getting thrown away like a piece of trash after they done paid all this money to be able to be in a union. I'm tired of that. And things need to change. They need to change. Yeah.
We want the company.
So we're gonna get out. We're gonna get ready to get out of here, man. What closing remarks you got?
Oh man, I feel like I just said it. Real. I did DM you a while ago, and I was like, hey brother, I hope you consider us. But I do think that you just have a lot to offer. Whatever side you join, you're gonna have a big.
Well, hey, listen, listen. You don't have to worry the side I'm on. I'm always going to be on the member side.
Yeah.
Always.
But we need to get back to the point where our union has a culture of solidarity, where our leadership understand too that you know, there's a real war going on in America between employers and workers, and I believe in a society where, you know, workers have total power, and
Yeah, oh
you can
yeah,
call,
oh yeah.
yeah, and so yeah, so building a culture of solidarity, and you know, I just, you know, I love that you give opportunity and voices to our rank and file members to speak, and hello again to, you know, Joe and Elaine Miller as well, my favorite
Oh yeah,
6'2".
oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah, and
oh yeah.
go Packers, by the way, Richard.
Oh no, don't do that. Oh man, you hurt me on that one, man. You hurt me. You know I'm a Viking fan, man. That hurt.
All right.
That hurt. That hurts, man. That was matter
All
of fact. Hold on, I got something. Watch this. Watch this.
Well, we could both unite and say the Bears suck.
Where's that?
All right, I'm out of here. Yeah. Yeah.
Man, you hurt me on that one, man.
All right,
You hurt me, man. You hurt my feelings on that one, man. We was cool until that one, man. It was cool until that. Nah, man, but I appreciate you filling in, man. It's been a good conversation.
Yeah.
Again, I think we both want the same thing. You know what I mean? We just want our members to be protected, and I want our members to vote. And you know, as locals, we need to engage and plant that seed in our members, so it'll grow. It'll grow. And when it comes time to voting and these things, they'll participate. So again, man, thanks again, man. We'll be talking. I'll be seeing you out there, man, on the campaign trail. I'm quite sure. It's always a pleasure. Always good talking to you, my brother, man. God bless you and your family.
You
and
as well.
Skol Vikings.
All right. Right on.
All right, brother.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, good people. We're going to get out of here. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. It was a real good show. I hope you guys got something out of it. I know I did. And listen, we need everybody to vote. To all my 623 members, if you do not have a ballot, please call the hall at 215-289-0580 because we need everybody to vote. We need everybody to vote. Please, 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 please vote. If you are tired of being disrespected, if you're tired of your votes being taken away from you, if you are tired of just not knowing what's going on in your union, if you're tired of just, you know, just not being happy with your union, vote. Vote about it. Please vote about it. Listen, everybody knows our story. Listen, we weren't happy either. We got involved, and look at what we're trying to do for our local now. And that can be the case everywhere. This union does not belong to any leader. It belongs to the membership. The moment the members realize that they have all the power, things begin to change. You'll start to see UPS treat you differently, and YRC and all these other, you know, companies. But it comes from the bottom up and not the top down. We have been told for years that it's the top that has all the power. They've proven that because how they treated us and taking our vote and all this other stuff that they have done. But if you guys are tired of that, you got to vote like it. You have to vote like it. Listen, vote for who you want to, but where there's people, there's power. If you don't show up, then there's no power. So again, see you guys next week, noon. We're gonna start this thing up again. We're gonna get some more conversation. This was really, really good. Listen, vote. Plain and simple, vote. And of course, to all my 623 members, solidarity slate. Follow the hashtag. All right, it's just that simple. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Open your ballot up. You're gonna see a box. Hashtag 623 solidarity slate. Put that X in that box. Send it in, and let's get this thing done. Let's put people on the ballot who have proven to us that they stand with us and that they will always stand with us. Let's vote to eliminate the 2/3 rule. Let's vote to keep the threshold at 5% so anybody that's qualified can run to represent the Teamsters on an international level, and let's make sure we vote for people who have our best interests at heart, you know, and not for politics. Vote for your family. Vote for them. Vote for them. I'm telling you, this thing is going to get it's heating up, and I don't want us to make the same mistakes that we've always been making. If you vote for what you always got, you will get what you always get. All right, please vote. All right, I'm out. God bless. I love you guys. Trust me. You know I do from the bottom of my heart. Solidarity Slate 623. Follow the hashtag. All right. Peace out. God bless. We love you. See you guys tomorrow in the building. Bye bye.